Legendary here from Drakewing Gaming, some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Repeat. So let's go ahead and jump right back into it, guys. Please sit back and let me entertain you for the next 18 minutes, and let's just jump right in. Alarm chain, you're up, and let's go. Alright, okay. It feels like my fever's gotten worse, too. My whole body's aching like it's on fire. I groan and I try to sit up. My exhausted body promptly pitches forward and almost falls off the bed. A pair of strong hands holds me up just before I face plant into the dorm floor. Ah! Geist! Adrian, are you alright? You don't look so good. I let out a feverish giggle and poke at Echo's sides. Huh? My finger slides right through him, and it looks like he can physically touch things, just barely. As Echo helped me back on the bed, his face plastered with a concerned frown. Adrian, you're really hot. Gee, thanks. I'm always one smoking hell of a man. I feel his hand press against my heated forehead. Echo lets out an agitated hiss. You've been cursed! When did this... This afternoon in the hallway, when I lost contact with you for a moment. Echo's voice was a frightening mix of bitter anger and fear. I've never seen him so agitated before. Adrian, did you meet her? Her? Did he mean... Well, I did bump into this weird girl this afternoon. She had these creepy red eyes and ashy skin. Echo groans loudly and pulls at his hair in frustration. Excuse me. She's dangerous, Adrian. You have to stay away from her. Who is she exactly? She's very much like me, but leagues stronger than anything I can muster. She can cast curses, cause disaster, bring bad luck. You're lucky the curse you're infected with is pretty weak. His fingers brush against my burning forehead again. In fact, it's pretty half-hearted, too. It feels like a warning more than anything else. You should recover with a good night's sleep. Why would she curse me, of all people? I've never done anything wrong. You could see her, right? Usually only their wishes could see them. Wishers could see them. She must have seen you as a threat. I wonder if you can see anyone else's wishes, too. What was that? Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. Just focus on getting some rest. And if you ever see her again, call for me. I'll make sure she can't hurt you. A long, sickly silence stretched between us. I reached a weak hand to poke Echo on the nose, but my fingers slid right through him like a ghost. Echo, I've been dragged through the most bizarre things the last few days. Cameras, ghosts, curses, and now I feel like I'm frying on the sun. After all that's happened, don't you think you owe me an explanation? Who are you, and why do you care so much about me? We've only just met. Echo stays silent and instead runs his fingers softly through my hair. He's got that bittersweet smile back on his face again. You dork. Like I said before, I'm not a ghost. I'm a wish, and I'm here to keep you safe. There was another pause as Echo pulls me into a warm hug. You might not realize it, but I've known you for practically your whole life, Adrian. You're dear to me, so that's why I'll always be there for you. The hug feels pretty nice, but nothing you just said made any sense. I promise you that it will, someday. I yelped as Echo suddenly poked my nose. Anyway, it doesn't look like you'll be sleeping anytime soon. How about we get you something to eat, or maybe some fresh air? I don't think I'm well enough to walk anywhere. I have to tell you the truth. No worries, little man, I'll carry you. So, where do you want to go? The kitchen. Let's go to the kitchen. Well, I guess I'm feeling a bit hungry right now. The kitchen it is, then. Here, hold on to my shoulder, I'll carry you there. As I reach up, Echo placed his arm firmly around my waist as I climbed onto my wobbly legs. My head feels a bit dizzy being upright, but it's nice to be out of the bed. Alright, let's go, one step at a time. Geez, I feel like an elderly granny being helped across the street. You're not sweet and tiny enough to be a granny. Are you just gonna let me lie in the middle of the road and get hit by a truck? Get a move on, you whippersnapper. Got it, Grandpa. We entered the kitchen and Echo carefully led me to a seat at the kitchen table. It's pretty damn dark in here. I can barely see a thing. Hey, I think I hear someone coming. Maybe you should hide yourself or something? Don't worry about it, Adrian. You're the only one who can see me anyway. Suddenly the lights flicked on as someone strolls into the room. Oh, hello, Sissel. Blah! Sissel jumps a foot in the air and stumbles comically onto his back. Oh my god. Wait, who's on the roof? Let's go to the roof. Sissel's will be the kitchen. Go to the roof. Let's go to the roof. Okay. So fresh air sounds pretty good right about now. How about the roof? The roof it is, then. Here, hold on to my shoulder. I'll carry you there. As I reach up, Echo placed his arm firmly around my waist as I climbed onto his wobbly legs. My head feels a bit dizzy being upright, but it's nice to be out of the bed. Alright, let's go. One step at a time. Jesus, okay. You move up, never got it, Grandpa. Okay. Ooh, beautiful. The cool night breeze felt heavenly compared to the heat from earlier. Stars twinkled above in the dark sky like 1,000 diamonds. The tranquil view definitely put my mind at ease. As the two of us limped onto the roof, I let out a sigh of relief. This is nice. Echo was staring up at the sky rather wistfully. He looked a bit sad, actually. Hey, Echo, are you... Oh, there's someone already here. Is it alright for you to be here? Don't worry about it, Adrian. Remember, nobody can see me but you. He gently helped me into one of the chairs, and I'm finally close enough to see who the other person was. Oh, yes, Philip. Okay. Oh, hey. Oh, hey there, Philip. Good evening. Whoa, Adrian, are you alright? You look like you just woke from the dead. Gee, thanks, Philip. You really know how to put up a guy's self-esteem, huh? Never mind that. Wait right here. I'll go get you some tea and aspirin. A few minutes later, Philip came running back with a steaming kettle of fresh tea and a bottle of fever medicine. You know, usually my parents give me nice cold ice cream to cool down a fever. Nonsense. Sugar is bad for you. Of course it's bad for you, but that's why it's so good. Now drink your tea. You'll feel better. Who knew you'd be such a mother hen? Philip gave me a wry smile as he took a sip. Whoa, this stuff's actually pretty good. The fresh, lightly bitter taste was rather refreshing on the tongue. I took another sip as Philip takes a cool towel to wipe the sweat off my forehead. At least you're staying hydrated. Well, at least you're staying hydrated after sweating so much. I usually drink tea whenever I'm feeling unwell, and it always manages to relax me. Maybe I can convert you into a tea fanatic, too. I definitely wouldn't mind. Philip lays a cool towel on my forehead, wiping away the sweat and grime that had built up. Why don't you lie down a bit while I towel you off? The chairs recline. Sure. It feels a lot better. I'm just gonna wipe off all the sweat you have going on here. I'm going to have to undo your pajama shirt. Is that alright? I don't mind. Philip kneels down in front of me and slowly unbuttons the front of my shirt. Having him this close to my exposed chest is a bit embarrassing. He takes his wet towel and began wiping away the gross film of sweat that had built up on my front and back. The cool water felt pretty nice against the refreshing night breeze. We've gotten rather intimately close to each other, and Philip doesn't seem to have noticed, or if he has, he's ignoring it. His fingers worked his way against my back muscles, massaging away the pain. Have you done this before? This feels great. Giving massages to sick people on school roofs in the middle of the night? Nope, can't say I have. Why are you even up here so late anyway? I'm just finishing some work for my classes. Sure enough, there were papers and notebooks scattered everywhere on the ground. How have I not noticed? Geez, it's only the second day. How many classes are you taking? A fair few. It's not as bad as it looks, actually. Your brain's going to turn into mush and fall out of your ears. Aw, now you're just exaggerating. If you don't get some sleep, you're going to end up as sick as I am. Why don't you just worry about yourself for now, oh sick one? No long silence passes by before Philip mumbles softly under his breath. Well, I guess I'm also up here because I'm still avoiding my roommate. Oh, about that. Why do you dislike Owen so much? Does he bother you? Philip let out a frustrated huff. I don't really dislike him per se, he's just a bit too touchy-feely. He grabs and hugs me whenever he gets the chance, even when I tell him I don't want it. Owen's got no sense of personal space, you know? Speak for yourself, you're the one who's groping my chest and backside. Hey, I asked for permission before groping. This is all on you. Also, I'm all finished. You're now sweat-free and as good as new. It's just nice. Thanks. I break out into a yawn as I sit up and stretch. Getting sleepy? Looks like the medicine's doing its job. Let's get you back to bed now. I like Philip. He's a sweet boy. Philip is a sweet boy. Philip walks me back to my dorm, with me limping along weakly the whole way. The fever's gone down a bit, but I still feel like roadkill. Sleep takes me as soon as my head hits the pillow. Before I completely drift off, I felt Philip give me a gentle hug and whispered softly, "Sweet dreams, Adrian." Oh, he's a cutie. Cutie, cutie, cutie. God, I got flea bites on my ankles. Damn it. Oh, repeat. Ooh. Day 3. Abandoned Wishes. How long is this game? The morning sun filters through my window. It says, "Hey, let's stab this poor kid's eyeballs until he's awake." With a groan, I sit up and rub the drowsiness from my eyes. It seems like my fever's completely gone. I hop out of bed and stretch. Huh? It's like someone left a pile of presents on my table. There was a potted plant with brilliant blue flowers. The note next to it reads, "Hope you feel better soon, Phillip." There's also a large pile of hand-baked pastries, obviously from Sissel. And then there are socks? Nothing's worse than cold feet when you're sick. Owen. Aw, that was nice of them. Oof! Adrian, how are you feeling? Has your fever passed? Echo, get your hands off my face. You seem pretty alright. Looks like your friends worried for nothing. They all snuck into your room last night and left a bunch of gifts. Owen tried to give you a good night, but Sissel and Phillip dragged him away before he could. How thoughtful. Philip's choice of flowers is kind of weird, though. Forget-me-nots are usually for funerals. That kid's got a morbid sense of humor. They're a pretty shade of blue, though, and there are little white clovers growing around the edges, too. Flowers aside, Adrian, you better head off to class soon. I think there's an event happening today. Here, I'll help you get dressed. I can dress myself, Echo. No need to baby me. If you say so. A huge crowd of students are gathering around the courtyard. People from all different classes were here. I wonder what's going on. Oh, and Sissel's here, too. Yo, morning, Adrian. How are you feeling? I'm doing great. Thanks for all the pastries this morning. That was really sweet of you. I'm not sweet. Jeez, why do you always talk to me like I'm a little kid? It's fun seeing you all embarrassed. By the way, why is everyone gathered here? I thought we were having class. Oh, the school's planned, Suddenly, Sissel was interrupted by an ugly growl behind us. It was the old rat, Mr. Dolores. The school is meeting here for a mandatory team-building activity field trip to Bradley Lake today. Did you incompetents even bother reading the email that the staff sent out? Specks of spit flashed from Mr. Dolores' yellow teeth as he spoke. Well, no, I didn't realize. Pah! You call yourself a student? Damn lazy kids these days. Sissel jumped in front of me and practically snarled. He was ill. Cut him some slack. Watch your tone, brat. Is this how you treat your teacher? Oh, you're a teacher. You sure don't act like it. Mr. Dolores grabbed Sissel roughly by the collar of her shirt and nearly picked him up off the ground. Their faces were dangerously close as they glared daggers into each other. Learn some respect, boy. I can kick you out of this academy with a single phone call. Get ready to crawl back into the streets, you sick little... Uh-oh. Mr. Dorcas Dolores! Everything fell into silence. Mrs. Corliss walked towards us, parting the crowd effortlessly. Her stern face seemed to scare even Mr. Dolores, although he still held firm to Sissel's collar. Surely you're not threatening my students, Mr. Dolores hissed furiously. Not at all, Corliss. I'm simply disciplining rowdy individuals. He puffed up angrily, as if trying to intimidate Mrs. Corliss, but she looked unfazed and held her head high. Mr. Sissel doesn't seem to have done anything wrong. Regardless, unless the rules have changed since the last 20 years I've worked here, manhandling students is against school policy, unless a certain teacher is unable to let go of trivial prejudices. You dare accuse me? Dolores seemed to be losing it, puffing his huge, ugly face in Mrs. Corliss's direction. Despite being a fragile old lady, Mrs. Corliss manages to maintain a commanding air about her. But still, one swing from Mr. Dolores could easily knock her over. The tension was climbing, and Mr. Dolores still has an iron grip on Sissel. What should I do? Start a what? What? Start a fight. No. Oh god, this music. I've heard this music before. I hiss quietly under my breath. Echo, are you there? Yo, Adrian, you called? Echo, you have to help us out here. Can't you use some ghostly voodoo shit and drive Dolores away? How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not a... Yeah, you're not a ghost, but there's gotta be something you can do. Echo stares at the struggling figures of Sissel and Mr. Dolores thoughtfully. So you want to drive Mr. Dolores away? Yes! Very well, then. Oh, no. Your wish is my command. The wind around the courtyard abruptly picked up, whipping about everyone like a snarling beast. Everyone's hair and hats fluttered about wildly as they struggled to stay composed. In the corner of my eye, something weird flew off the top of Mr. Dolores' head and soared away in the wind. Oh, wow. Mr. Dolores? What do you want, brat? Better be important. Well, it's not exactly, but your toupee just, flew away? What? Mr. Dolores felt the top of his head and let out a high-pitched squeal of horror and panic. I've never seen someone grow so beet red. He dropped Sissel like a sack of potatoes and ran off into the crowd to find his missing hair. It's probably never coming back. That went pretty well. I offered Sissel a hand as he struggled back onto his feet. You okay, Sissel? Could be better. I'm feeling fairly homicidal. Mr. Sissel, I hope you are uninjured. I hope you are uninjured. Mrs. Corliss approaches us, her aged face scrunched up with concern. I'd like to apologize to you as a staff member for that episode. Sissel snarls furiously. Don't apologize for that jackass's attitude. You should be the one who's sorry. Language, Mr. Sissel, however correct you are. Anyways, I believe you and Mr. Adrian should join your classmates now. The school's about ready to depart. Sure thing. As Mrs. Corliss turns to walk away, Sissel pulls me over and ruffles my hair with a grin. Thanks for coming to my rescue, Adrian. You're turning into my knight in shining armor. Am I? That makes you the fair damsel in distress, doesn't it? You gotta start wearing a dress to match your part, Sissel. Sissel gives me a friendly punch to the arm. You'd probably be into that. Well, I certainly wouldn't be complaining. Come on, let's join the class. We're gonna be left behind. That was cool. That was nice. Made his toupee fly away. It turned out that the academy was too cheap to actually bus us to Bradley Lake and made us walk there on foot. Despite the fact I heard a fucking bus in the background. It was only a 20-minute walk, though. This gave me time to organize my thoughts from earlier. Echo, you still there? I can't do that. It's going to give me the hiccups. Cough, cough. Hello again, Adrian. What's up? I wanted to thank you... Oh, no. Oh, no, I've got the hiccups. Oh, God, I've got the hiccups. Oh, my God. Chat, look what you've done. You've given me the hiccups. I wanted to thank you for earlier. It was pretty awesome to see you in action. I didn't know you could make the wind blow like that. I can't, technically. My powers don't work like that. What do you mean? It's hard to explain. Echo groans and squeezes his eyes shut, as if to fight off a bad headache. Wishes? We can twist circumstances and coincidences. The wind just happened to blow harder in that moment. It's a bit like yesterday when you met that girl. She made it so that you can just happen to fall sick with a fever. So it's kind of like you inflict people with bad luck? Something like that. And most of the time we can't interfere directly, so we force something else to instead. I should warn you, though, everything we do will have consequences. Next time you ask me to do something, think carefully first. Sounds good to me. Echo sighs tiredly. I rub my eyes and squint at him. Is it just my imagination, or is he growing more transparent than usual? I'm a bit tired, Adrian. Mind if I rest a little? Not at all. With a smile, Echo steps toward me. He seemed to disappear like dust in the wind and float into my chest where my camera was. With a smile, I whispered thank you and turned to rejoin the crowd of students. Alright, so interactions during the... So it looks like interactions kind of make him weaker during the day, I guess. The school continues to walk through the city streets like a pack of disorganized pigeons. Alright guys, I'm gonna pause it right here. Quite a silly episode. Dolores is an asshole. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. You know, we got to spend some quality time with Phillip up on the roof, and we got some lovely gifts for being sick. We got socks! Everybody needs socks. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!